Speaking of choose your own adventures, let's discuss our adventures that we chose.
I appreciate that. Always like a good segue. So how did y'all feel about Bandersnatch?
Okay, so overall feeling, I
Yeah.
really liked it.
I could have lived without it. I mean, it was nice, but I don't know if I gained anything by watching it. Um, was it enjoyable to a degree? But I don't have any major issues with it either, so I guess I'm kind of meh.
Okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying because um it was a fun experience, but it's not like everybody was out there was asking like, "Oh yeah, Black Mirror, we want to choose your own adventure show." No, everybody was asking for the next season of Black Mirror. I feel like the only downside, because I did enjoy Bandersnatch, but the only downside to this is that it delayed the next season of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
And I think people like really hyped it up for me, kind of going into it. Not even people that had seen it, but like when it was announced and everybody was talking about how cool it was going to be and innovative. And I mean,
It was trending for like
yeah,
the when they dropped the trailer and then they like the whole day or whatever, and then dropped Bandersnatch. It was trending on Twitter and everything. Yeah, it was a quite
and
a big thing.
it was cool to like be able to kind of pick what happened, but really, I feel like in a way it was just kind of a movie that they filmed a lot of deleted scenes for, and then they gave me the ability to watch the deleted scenes.
hmm Now I do feel that, but I just wanted to say with the whole film, like what you said, want to piggyback and be like, I want to applaud them because just imagine how much filming they had to do with all those different scenes. Well, it's in the same place, but they had to act different in the scene due to
Oh,
being
for
a choose
yeah.
your own adventure. You know how much footage they have? That is ridiculous.
It's like what, 5.5 hours?
Well, I think on Netflix it says the is actually like only an hour and or like 2 hours or an hour and 45 or something like that on Netflix. But they
Mm-hmm.
have a lot more in there than just what Netflix says how long it is because they had to film the scene multiple times to get different reactions and outcomes.
Yeah, no, I do commend that. The way it's shot is beautiful. I mean, the editing is pretty flawless. I like the way that the whole adventure choosing pops up and kind of the scene plays through it still. I think that's very cool. It's very seamless regardless of the decision you make. So yeah, no, that is all really great. It's when we get into the actual story that
Okay.
I start to have issues because the story's not anywhere near as strong as I feel like it could have been, or I expected it to be. Because Black Mirror, what they're kind of known for is their stories. The content they're putting out reaches you on another level, kind of. It makes you think.
Yeah,
This
true.
didn't really do that for me.
Okay. Um, but another point you said with the seamless transitions when you pick your choices, I found that I was surprised that it was so seamless. It like you said, regardless of what choice you picked, it seamlessly went into your choice.
Yeah.
No like jump cut, no like you can tell that they split the film or whatever and cut and edited that part in. None of that. It just went into it. I was like, man, that's some really cool technology that Netflix is implementing for these choose your own adventure type stories. I did like that.
And even like before they transition into your choice, like I guess the waiting screen between your options, the scene doesn't just stop. Like it's organic while you're making the decision.
True, because they are like saying things like trying to get your attention on like, oh, pick this or pick this or what you gonna do is some it's like a
Yeah.
little waiting period and they're like trying to talk to you to like probably get your attention if you like kind of like looked at your phone or anything. Don't know why you would because I was kind of like really into it and like kind of a little I had my anxiety was kind of going to try to pick the right choices. So I don't know
I
how
mean,
you just
I was the one controlling the remote to like actually physically pick the decisions. There was definitely
Mhm.
parts where Nick wasn't paying attention and had to be like, "Wait, what just happened?"
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I just really wanted to have him go the right route. So I was really into it, even though the first time I guess, would you say played or watched Bandersnatch?
I would say played.
I would say watched.
I think I'm gonna say play. I think I'm gonna say play because it was like more of an interactive movie type thing.
Do we need to throw out a spoiler warning? Or are you about to spoil the plot?
No, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I was just gonna say that the first time I played it, I got all bad endings. Every single one was a bad ending, leading up to the bad ending at the end of the thing, and it just was over. I was like, "Oh, that sucks." I couldn't get the good ending the first time I went onto it.
See, the first time we did it,
We got the bad ending right away.
Well, technically, the first time we did it, we got like the quickest ending you can get.
True.
Then we started again, and we got like, I guess,
the good ending.
Yeah,
we got another bad ending, and then we got the good ending. It took us a while to find the good ending. Well, I guess it depends on how you. I guess it depends on how you view the good ending.
The way I would view it is the second one we got was a good ending.
Well, the good ending is a Black Mirror good ending.
Exactly.
And I guess since we're talking about that, we can go ahead and get into spoilers. So if you haven't seen Black Mirror, go ahead and watch it and then come back to our video to finish up the discussion. But this is a spoiler warning. We're about to get into spoilers. So what did y'all think about the first bad ending, the quickest one you can get, on choosing if you're going to make the game at the company or if he's going to make it at home?
I really don't understand why that was a bad ending. I mean, he just must be a moron. Like, it should have been the easiest, best possible solution. It should have worked out for him. Why couldn't he finish the game?
Well, he worked at the company, and it felt rushed because he was a character that had needed to be in his own headspace, pretty much. So the game got like diluted, pretty much.
But that's still wrong because when he's in his own headspace, he still can't finish the fucking game.
Oh well, I mean
and it's still rushed and he fucks up. There's
okay, so
he fucks up.
Oh yeah, it was very hard in my opinion to choose the right ending because I chose the wrong ending so many times. But when I did get the good ending, well, technically I didn't get the good ending. My my aunt got the good ending.
What is your definition of the good ending?
Oh, well, the good ending was the one where he kills his father and then chops him up and finishes the game, and he gets a raving review from the critic.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we were together on the same page. That 5 stars was the goal.
Yeah, that was the goal. That was the goal the whole time because every time I got a bad ending, like because I did choose. Did y'all choose that he jumps off the building?
Never.
When he was with no, y'all didn't.
No, we always pick Colin.
Every time we pick Colin. Why? If I knew if I jumped off, the game would end or I would die and the game wouldn't be finished.
Well, that's exactly what happened. It ended, and the dude was like, "It's a good game, but the creator tragically died, and he wasn't able to finish. And it seems like they just threw it together. So, like what 0 out of 5 or whatever he says." I was like, "God dang it!" Because the whole reason I picked jump off of the building is because Colin was talking about infinite realities. And then it's on this whole drug trip and everything, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool. This it's a whole like time travel type business going on. So if I jump off, I'm going to be put into another reality. So I can maybe there's going to be like a different path to choose, but no, he dies, and that was it. I was like, wow, okay,
that was kind of
the wrong one.
How I went along too with like all of the options where it would be like break computer, throw T over computer. I never broke the computer because I figured if I broke the computer, the game couldn't be finished and I would get a 0.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I did the same thing because every time it was like break computer, throw T over computer, or yell at dad or something like that, I was like, I'm not going to destroy his life's work pretty much.
Yeah.
But they kind of force you into that towards the end, but he like starts to realize that he's being controlled by something.
That was something I really appreciated about this movie, was how meta it got. where
Oh, so
like
you did like the choice when it came up on screen, came up on the screen, either choose Netflix or the symbol. Y'all chose Netflix.
well, we ended up as we went through choosing all of them, but yeah, Netflix was the first one we chose, and I
Okay.
thought that was really cool the way it kind of talked about Netflix, and then what that kind of spurs later on if you get to the ending with the therapist, where instead of beating her up, he jumps through the window and he's
Yeah,
on
and
the
it
set of the movie.
yeah.
That was so meta, so well done. And then we didn't end up getting to this ending, but I was reading on Reddit that there's a whole way you can get to it where he ends up killing the director of the movie later on in the movie when he's on like a murder spree.
Hmm. Oh wow, that's interesting. I didn't get that one,
Because
but when I got to that
he can
scene,
kill like half the characters in this movie if you do it right.
yeah,
Apparently,
yeah, I guess. But I when I got to that scene with the whole I told him that it's Netflix, and then he went to the therapist, and it was like, yeah, or like, fuck yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
I picked the like the yeah, fuck yeah, yeah. Don't you want more action? And I did that,
Mhm.
and they did the whole fight scene, and then the dad came in, and I kicked him in the balls or something like that.
Yep.
But the scene ended basically with him being dragged out of the hospital, or out of the out of the therapist office, and like it just ends, and then you have to choose a new path.
Yeah, we did that one first, and then we did leap out the window where it goes onto the set.
Okay.
But the interesting thing is, both of you said that the happy ending was him getting a 5-star review.
Yep.
For me, the happy ending is when you go back in time, kind of.
Oh, I did hear a lot of people like that ending, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did like that ending when he goes back in the past and goes with his mom, but
and
he
dies.
dies anyway.
Yeah, but I felt like that was the happiest he was going to be.
Yeah, probably. I mean, in Black Mirror, that probably is the happiest you're gonna get.
Like, okay, yeah, your game got a 5-star review, but you killed your dad and other people, technically.
His dad was kind of a dick.
I think
I
that
felt
was
like
in his head.
his dad was trying to help, and his son was being very. That game stressed
No,
him
no,
out
no,
so
no, no.
much.
His dad set him on this fucking path, taking away the bunny, and then lying about it. And then, kind of, in a way, got his mom killed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No one has control over that. That's
Well,
that,
did
Because
y'all choose?
he feared masculinity? I don't know, like what? Because he was scared of his father-in-law making fun of him? I mean, come on.
Well, did y'all get that? Go to the path where you're at the safe, and then you find out that the father has like been drugging him
Yes, I
as
love
like
that.
the PAX. What was it?
Program and control?
Yeah, program and control. That was pretty trippy. I did not see that coming.
yeah, and then like seeing the scene where like the mom is an actress.
Yeah, that tripped me out
Trauma,
real
whatever.
hard. I was like, "Oh my god. If this is I'm guessing that path was like real, I guess, because that infinite timeline type thing that was going on. But I found that to be I did not see that one coming. Out of all of them, that was the most surprising path that he was basically a test subject. I mean, it leaded up to him killing his dad anyway, but and then did y'all get the phone number? Did
Yeah,
y'all get the part? Did y'all get the phone number right?
yeah, we
Yeah, we
did.
did.
Okay, so what happens when you get the phone number right? Because I'm every time I played it, I messed it up somehow.
We you still go to jail. You get a shitty review.
Oh
Because he calls and he just like bitches at the secretary
hell,
because he gets a hold of her and the therapist isn't there. She's still out. She's at like a wedding or something, and he bitches at her. And then I think she might call the cops on him.
Well, yeah, because he confesses basically. He unravels and he starts talking about how he's going to kill his dad, or he already killed, or he's going to kill the therapist.
wow.
The one ending we didn't get that I wanted to was where he buries the body and then the dog um, digs it up.
Okay, so I did get that ending because the first time I killed the dad, I was like, oh, okay, just bury him in the backyard. Did
Mhm.
that, and then I knew that that freaking dog was gonna dig him up because they alluded to it at the beginning that the dog was digging up things in the yard. I was like,
Right.
well, he got caught.
What? Which one did you do? Did you ever go to Collins? You went to Collins' apartment, right? Because you said you jumped. Did you do? Did you take the drugs or did you deny the drugs?
I think every time I took the drugs, but did I don't I think it didn't matter anyway because doesn't he drug you anyway?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
fucking drugs you. What a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, so it doesn't even matter. So okay, going off that point that he drugged you anyway, do you feel like some of the choices like you didn't really have a choice in it? They were just
Yes,
leading you to this certain you needed to get to the scene, so they wanted to push the scene no matter what you chose.
there's like certain choices that like don't matter. So like
Yeah.
the cereal choice.
Well, the cereal choice, I think, well, it doesn't matter, but it's like an Easter egg type thing because when he pops in the tape
Yeah, the
or
commercial.
the commercial pops up on which cereal that you chose. But
And
yeah,
the music choice doesn't really matter. It just kind of dictates the type of music you get through the rest of the movie.
yeah,
So it's not like they don't really affect the plot though.
true. But yeah, I do feel like some of the because they were heavily, in my opinion, after seeing the good ending or whatever, they were heavily pushing you to just straight up kill the dad. It didn't matter what
Every
you
time. Yeah.
chose. The show wanted you to kill the dad. I was
Well,
like,
yeah, you there's no way to get around killing him, I don't think.
because I tried so hard. I think first couple times just not trying to kill the dad, but it forced me to kill the dad anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, why did I really need to go through all this if I was going to have to kill the father anyway? But uh, I think that's one of the problems with some of these that if they're going to continue with these choose your own adventure type things, because that even happens in some of the for like video games, like the Telltale games. You find out
Mhm.
that you're choosing your own path through let's example like Game of Thrones, the game of Telltale Game of Thrones. You're still choosing your own path through Game of Thrones, but if it gives you the option to kill this character that's in the show and you choose yes, kill him, you can't kill him because he's in the show, so doesn't it doesn't make sense why they would give you that choice.
But
It
see,
it,
it
it
goes
doesn't
back
matter.
to maybe not being meta, but something like that. The whole thing is how we don't really have choice. It's
Yeah.
all an illusion.
hmm
So it kind of makes sense that no matter what, we're still being led to kill this guy. Like,
Yeah. But I mean, if that's the case, I just feel like just give me a movie then. Don't have me pick choices if they don't matter.
That's why that was my main issue with this is that the choices, I mean, yeah, they affect it and they give you kind of different scenes and stuff, but ultimately it didn't feel like it mattered.
hmm
Like what I would have wanted from a choose your own adventure is something that clearly has cut out different endings for me. So like
Yeah.
I feel like my choices actually matter. And I know that's probably a lot harder to do practically, but to me this fell short of that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the first time I did it, I chose all the bad endings and I ended up in jail with a bad review. And the credits start to roll. And I was like, dang, that's it. I just got the bad ending. That's it. There's no going back or anything.
oh, that was another cool thing. The credit ending where Colin's daughter.
Pearl, where we get Pearl. Yeah,
Yep.
that was a good ending. I liked
Yep.
that one.
Yep. I did like that. That was cool. And then and then you got to like see that she's building the game or building the movie type game thing that we're watching. Like that. That's very interesting.
That was
I did like
clever.
that
But
because
it's just back to it being meta.
yeah, it's meta because she works for Netflix, right?
Or some similar streaming
Something
service,
similar,
I
yeah.
think.
I don't
Yeah,
know if it
someone
was
streaming.
actually Netflix.
Oh, okay, but yeah, and then destroy the computer or throw the coffee over or something like that you had to choose.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when I first saw that ending pop up, I was like super intrigued. I was like, oh, there's more. There's more after the credits, and you get the I guess sort of good ending or whatever. But I was like, there's more to this, and I thought it was gonna keep going. But I mean, that's a lot of filming, so I don't know. But I thought we was gonna get to play a little bit more with her. But it was just I guess a cool thing to throw in at the end. So how did y'all like the way they transitioned from if you went to a bad ending and then they took you back to those two TVs and you get to choose uh going back in time what path you want to go to get a different ending. How did y'all like that type of system implemented
I
into this?
I liked that. I thought that was good. I liked that. I thought it worked.
Yeah, I felt that I guess that's probably the best you can do with something like an interactive movie or something like that. If you want to have multiple endings, you have to give people the choice to go back and choose different things in the end.
Yeah, because if you have to restart the whole thing,
That's just tiresome. That's a chore,
at
in my
that point, I
opinion.
don't want to do it. Yeah.
Oh no, definitely. If I would have like the first one probably wouldn't have been that bad because we died pretty quickly. But like if we would have had to go like halfway through it and then say we jumped off the building and then had to go back all the way to the beginning to get back to that point, there's no way I would have done that more than once or twice.
True. I mean, if they did that, they would have had to just do what they did at the beginning. Because at the beginning, when you choose the whole, oh, work at the company, and you get that bad ending, they kind of like speed you along through your first couple choices. So
Yeah.
they would have kind of had to do that to get you back. But I think the TV, the like TV thing was probably a better choice than doing that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
I had another question. When y'all got to the safe the first time, did y'all choose packs at any time?
At one point, but
At one point, but not the first time.
Not the first time, because
The
if you
first
choose packs the first time, the safe locks, and then the PAX demon shows up and attacks you, and he wakes up,
we did
and that was
see that
freaky.
because I remember I was freaked out.
Yeah, that was one of the times we got to that one. The
Okay, so yeah,
first time, let me see what I got.
because did y'all put that author's name in there?
Yeah, and then he pops up behind you.
Yeah, he pops up behind you. Yeah, I did find those were interesting. I thought it was just fun to play as an experience. Now, I'm not saying that I want everything to be an interactive movie or show now. That's just
Right.
going to be too much, I think. How did y'all feel about the performances from the actors in the show or in the movie?
I had no problem with it. I thought they were all really good.
Yeah, I felt the
I
same way.
know a lot of
I
people
felt
had.
all the performances were really well done in my opinion.
I know there were some people that had an issue with the guy who played Colin. I can't think of his name right now.
I like him. I like this
I
character.
liked him too.
Yeah, I thought he acted pretty well in this.
I was surprised when he showed up. He was like, "Hey, I know that dude," and he
He was
did,
like
and
the
he
only
pulled off.
actor in this I knew.
Yeah, and he pulled off a good performance in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because that whole scene with when they were on drugs was crazy.
Yeah, I liked that though. I liked like the stuff with his hands and the posters and all that. I thought they portrayed it all interestingly and well, and it worked in the context.
And like what he was talking about, like the whole PAX thing with the Pac-Man and stuff like that, and the timelines and stuff like that. I was like, this scene is pretty cool. I do like that. I do, and I believe that he would say something like that.
Yeah,
And then I just also wanted to comment on like the atmosphere. I think was spot on.
what do you mean by that?
Like the whole vibe of the time period. I think they captured that very well.
Yeah, no, I think they got that well.
There's nothing else like I don't think that was back then.
Hmm.
I felt they captured the feel of the what time they were in very well, in my opinion, on how the characters dress and like what type of computers they have and the technology they have and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think my only other complaint would be I didn't think they fleshed out the author stuff enough.
I felt they were trying to keep that ambiguous. Well, you did see that it was influencing. What's the name? Stefan. Stefan. You did see that, like, whatever the horrific crime that Arthur did was influencing him and like kind of driving him crazy with the whole glyphs of
Yeah.
the book and stuff like that. So it was, especially when he noticed that he like the glyphs that he was drawing onto the wall on his wall and stuff like that. He like kind of freaked him out.
That was pretty cool.
Well, and then he cuts his dad's head off.
I mean, yeah. Well, that yeah.
There's the one where he cuts his dad's head off and he has it on the dresser like the guy did.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
He ultimately became that guy.
And that is the good ending. You finish the game and get a good score, but you murdered your father. And that's one of those. That's like I said. That's one of those Black Mirror good endings. Because I was like, how is this going to end well? Like that was that I kind of expected something like that from a Black Mirror ending. Nothing is really happy without being messed up. And did y'all catch all like the? I caught some references to the other Black Mirror stuff, like the shows in the
Little stuff, yeah.
in the game. I mean, in the movie. Like the most clear one that you saw was the freaking metalhead
Yep.
from the last season of Black Mirror. That's like a giant poster that was like sitting on the wall. And then I think Nosedive was another one reference. I'm trying to think. Did I catch anything else? No, there was another one. I just don't remember what it was. But yeah, there's like little Easter eggs referring to the other Black Mirror episodes. And to be honest, some of the Black Mirror episodes are hit or miss for me. I do like it as a whole. I do like Black Mirror as a whole, but some of the episodes can be like, yay, you know. But I did enjoy the interactive movie.
Yeah, and then I didn't actually get this one, but there's like a secret ending or like an Easter egg ending where there's like this noise in the background and people coded it into a QR code.
Yeah.
And then if you scan it, it takes you to the Tuckersoft website.
Huh.
And it's cool because it has like all their video games on it. And you can actually download I don't know if it was Nosedive or another one and play it. But you have to have a ZX Spectrum emulator, like what he actually created it for.
Oh wow.
It's a cool website.
I'll check that out. I have another question for y'all. Did y'all think it was a bit too slow? Did y'all find yourself getting a little bored or like, you know, while playing this?
I think I was bored the majority of the time.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
I was pretty engaged, but there was moments where it did drag on.
To me, there wasn't enough plot to engage me. Like, I literally just made a decision, something happened, and then I made another decision. There wasn't enough happening that I had to like pay attention to try and inform my decisions. I feel like, because like you said, ultimately it leads you to killing your father, regardless of what you're doing. If you want to get a good ending and get more than 2 stars, you kill your dad.
Yeah. Now I really was into it the first time I played it, like super into it, because I knew it was a choose your own adventure, and I was like, oh, I got to get the best ending possible, even though I got the worst endings possible. Didn't matter. But I didn't feel that it was too slow. I felt like it was more of a mystery type thing. I was more engaged in it because it was that whole choose your own adventure mystery on, because I was trying to pay attention to every detail so I can inform my decision on the next one to try to get the right path. But like I said, even though I didn't get the right path,
I think I would have done that if I didn't choose the wrong path so early on and die, and then realize that it didn't matter that I chose the wrong path, because I just got to restart and then like I would have been interested. I guess I probably would have just died again. But like, because it gives you the option when you go back the first time after you die to say yes again. So I guess that would have just put me in a loop of where I just had to keep coming back to saying yes to say no.
I don't know. What happens if you said yes twice at the beginning? What would happen? I have to look at that. Because after I chose it, and he was like, Colin was like, "That's the wrong path," and then it just it didn't restarts. I was like, "Oh, okay," and I immediately chose no.
Yeah, but I wonder what happens if you choose yes again. If you just end up in a loop.
And so do y'all think this is going to be like the new like catch, like the new thing to draw people in for Netflix? You know, oh, we have like exclusive choose your own adventure movies or TV shows or whatever to our platform. Do you think that's going to draw people in?
I think it's cool with one thing, but I don't want an influx of it.
Yeah.
It would be interesting. Like, I wonder if there's a market for it instead of being like, not horror, but like, creepy Black Mirror stuff. But like, what if they did something like girly romance crap?
Speaking about that, me and my sister were talking about it, and I brought up the fact that maybe this could be like integrated into a like a drama or like a soap opera where you have to choose to either go out with John or Matt on your date or something like that. And it's more like a show. I was thinking in terms of more if they bring this to like a show type format where you don't get to go back and change anything. You would literally just have to restart to change your decisions, but it carries over into the next episode. I thought that would be a pretty cool idea to take this type of technology.
The amount of footage you would need and money that would have to be poured into it.
Well, I mean, if you want money to pour it into your show at any place, it's probably Netflix because they're just pouring money into anything.
Yeah, but I think even that's just too much.
But it would be a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
It would be cool though. Especially like if your actions you could end up with different people and
yeah, you can end up with different people and like different outcomes. Like if you go out with this one dude or like you slap this one girl, your house might be set on fire. But if you don't do that and go the other option, you might have like people bring you flowers because you did something amazing in the community or something like that. You know, I thought that would be interesting to do something like that. But I don't know if it's going to be a big draw for people. I think this is very a niche thing to bring somebody in. It's just like one of those things where you're on this one site and you're like, oh, I didn't know they had this feature, type thing.
Yeah, because then at that point, people want to just mindlessly watch things.
Mm-hmm. They don't really want to work because that's what I found out after my aunt played the game. Oh, well, yeah, played the movie. I keep saying game. Played the movie because she wasn't really that into it because I'm guessing because she wanted to watch something. She didn't want to like play something,
Exactly.
So,
yeah,
do you think this?
A lot of people that they're not going to want to. It's not what they're coming to it for. They're not coming to the platform to do something. I mean, mindless binging is the whole model of Netflix.
Yeah, true. I think this would just be a cool add-on though. Because I don't think so. Do y'all think that other platforms are going to try to adapt this system, this technology, like maybe Hulu or because Hulu does they do primarily TV shows. So do you think Hulu might adapt this or like the Apple or Disney whenever they launch their services?
If Netflix wins their lawsuit.
No.
That's what it depends on.
If they win that lawsuit and they show that anybody can make this stuff at any time, hell yeah. They'd be stupid not to.
But, well, that's why I was saying that I don't think this is a big draw for people. So I don't know if even whenever Disney or Apple or even the existing ones like DC Universe app or Hulu, I don't know if they really would want to integrate something like this due to probably the amount of money that they would have to put in to bringing this technology to their platform, I don't think it's a big enough draw at this point.
No, but
It's
I
not in
think
demand.
I think Disney has the IP for it because they could make a choose your own adventure with almost any character they own, and people would sign up for the platform just to watch it.
Yeah, I can see that. And then
Ooh.
if we're talking about like platforms that doing that, like I can see DC Universe app probably doing a choose your own adventure with with their whole infinite multiverse stuff going on.
Or I could even see like Disney doing something like for kids, like a little kid show with Mickey or something, and they have to make decisions, and it leads to different things. Like you remember when like Dora would be like, "Oh,
I'll pick
can you show me where it is on the map?" or crap like that,
Yeah.
but with actual input.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Because I think they do have on Netflix another interactive movie or something with Puss in Boots on Netflix. So
See, and where I
it,
think this will get real interesting is when we finally get to the integration of like augmented reality and VR into Netflix and streaming platforms that we're watching and being able to actively participate. I think that's when this little niche will find a home.
okay. Yeah. I can see that. The choose your own adventure type style plus more personal VR experience or whatever that might sell people on it, maybe. Like I said, at this point, I don't think it's a big enough draw for other platforms to use it. That's just my opinion on it. But maybe something happens and Disney picks up this type of technology and then they make a hit cartoon interactive movie or something like that.
I mean, how many streams has this movie had since it's been on Netflix?
Netflix doesn't disclose that information.
Right, but I'm sure there's estimates out there. This has got to be one of the
probably
most
estimates, but
It's got to be up in the top 5 most streamed things, I would assume.
maybe. But like I said, Netflix never discloses how many how many watches. They know the numbers. They know how many people watch their movies or shows or anything, but they just don't tell people.
It's just because
They don't tell the public.
Do well. I know it annoys me. I feel like they should have to.
Yeah, but they don't. But if you had to choose a genre for this technology to be used for next as a interactive movie, what genre would you pick?
Fantasy or like drama.
Okay,
Romance.
you pick romance. I was gonna pick a drama, but since that's already been picked, I'm going to go with animation. I think a a little bit more not kiddie, but like more teenage, like some Young Justice types, older, a little
Okay.
older teen audience with this Choose Your Own Adventure might hit. I think.
I could see that working.
But do y'all have any other thoughts on Black Mirror Bandersnatch?
No.
I think that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got too.
One last thing though, I'm on the Microsoft website, and they have a job listing with like the poster of like, we're looking for future engineers like you, and to contact Mohan Tucker.
Wow.
They thought this through. It's really cool.
Yeah, they thought this through.
Yeah. That's creative marketing. I give them points for that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, should we give the film a rating out of 10?
Ooh, out of 5.
Out of 5?
Oh, I'm not prepared for that. Well, the only reason I'll say I'm not prepared for that is because it's so different than actually just watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I would judge this. Because I feel like you're whatever. Wait, well, how am I trying to say this? your rating for this movie is going to be like judged on your experience of the choices you've made, I think. Because just look at somebody that went through the whole thing like I did the first time and just got a bad ending.
Right.
And yeah, I'm gonna be like, it wasn't that good. But somebody go through it the first time and they like get the good-ish ending, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know how I would judge something like this in terms of out of 10.
I was gonna give it. When Mina's changed it to 5, I was gonna give it 2 out of 5 stars because it felt like the creator was a little bit rushed. I thought my pun was pretty good, guys. So fuck you.
Stupid.
No, it was good. That was a good pun to be used. But all I would probably have to, the only way I could probably rate this is that it was a fun experience, but I wouldn't want everything to be a interactive type show or movie. This would be like a rarity that I would probably do, I feel like once every 2 to 3 months, I would probably play an interactive movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the how long it is and the choices, I feel like it kind of exhausted me at the end. I don't know.
Yeah.
Trying to keep all these things in my head and like which paths I've already chosen and stuff like that. I don't know.
No, that makes sense. I agree with that.
But I did think it was a fun experience. Do y'all think this only worked because it was from Black Mirror?
No, because I don't think there was a lot that tied this to Black Mirror. I think they kind of distanced it well enough in case it failed. They didn't want to associate it with the brand. Mm-hmm. So, to me, I think it just kind of worked as what it was. The fact that it gets to operate under Black Mirror works for it, but I don't think it necessarily benefited it, unless you want to look at it benefiting it from like people who are obsessed with Black Mirror watching it just because of that.
Yeah. I couldn't even, at first when it dropped, I didn't even know where to find it because I was looking at the Black Mirror like seasons, and I was like, is the Black Mirror Bandersnatch going to show up in the seasons? With all the seasons, or where? And then you had to find out, you had to look it up by itself somewhere else.
Yeah, and then another thing that happened to us, we were gonna go watch it in the living room, but the TV wasn't a smart TV, and it actually won't let you play it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It tells you go to a device that's compatible, and we had to go watch it on the other TV.
Okay. So it let you know that the TV or device you were watching on was not compatible with this technology.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. But any final thoughts on what you thought about this newish technology Netflix is integrating into their platform with interactive shows and movies?
Just kind of like you said, yeah, I hope they don't think that this is the medium they need to start doing for everything. I think this worked as best as it could, but I don't want to start seeing all these other Netflix properties jumping on the choose your own adventure train.
Okay, yeah. Thank you everyone for listening to Swimming in the Stream. And if you want to get into contact with us or leave us feedback, you can reach us on Twitter at S.I.T.S Podcast, S.I.T.S PODCAST, and Gmail, swimminginthestream@gmail.com. Follow us on SoundCloud to stay up to date with the latest episodes. And credit for the music you are hearing goes to Noctum from Free Music Archive